Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you would be safe and sound inside your homes. A few days left, and you have to sit or appear in the board exams. Dear students, you must remain psychologically motivated that we will definitely cross these examinations because 30% concession is there, and you have to prepare the things for 70% only. It is 60 marks you have to attempt out of 100. The questionnaire would be 100 marks and you have to attempt only 60, and the marks gained by you out of 60 would be proportionality raised to 100. Dear students, you have to put extra efforts in these days. You have to do extra hard work so that you can crack these examinations with a difference. Unfortunate part of the story is that you are virtually connected to us, not physically. The virtual mode can't be substituted for the physical mode of teaching. Finally, it was realized by board that students were not physically in schools, they were virtually connected to their teachers, so the concession is due, and we should give concession to the students in order to they may get succeed in the end very easily. Their students, yesterday a student called me to throw a little bit light on anti-Sikh rights of 1984. Their students, the anti-Sikh rights, or we can say the massacre of Sikhs was the result of assassination of Indira Gandhi in 1984 by her two Sikh bodyguards. And the assassination of Gandhi made the others very angry, or we can say the Hindu community very angry, and finally the Sikhs were murdered in every part, particularly the Delhi was hit hard. In Delhi, it is reported that 3,000 Sikhs were killed. The Sikh houses were raided, their properties were destroyed. From child to elderly man, every person was killed. Their students, it might be in your knowledge that the movement started in Punjab for some autonomous government, and this same movement is called the Khalistan movement. And this movement finally wanted to separate Punjab from the rest of the world, rest of India, to have a more autonomous territory or a more autonomous federal structure, federal unit. And the militant organization, that is the Khalistan movement militant organization, finally took the shelter in the Golden Temple in order to evade arrest at their leader Bhindranwala entered in the premises, or we can say the Golden Temple, in order to evade arrest. But Indira Gandhi was ruling at that very time. The ruling Congress ordered the Operation Blue Star, and the militants inside the Golden Temple were flushed out, and Bhindranwala was killed. And this Operation Blue Star in the Golden Temple and its premises was felt by Sikh organizations or were felt by Sikhs as attack on their religious faith. Finally, the militants were flushed out from this Golden Temple premises or Golden Temple. It was carried on by the Indian Armed Force from June 1 to 8 in 1984. And later on, Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her two Sikh bodyguards. We can say it was a revenge that the religious faith or the religious center was which is the biggest religious center of the Sikhs, that was disgraced and dishonored through Operation Blue Star when Indian Armed Force entered there, flushed out militants, killed Bhindranwala. The Sikh bodyguards killed Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on October 31st, 1984. And this assassination or the murder of Indira Gandhi gave birth to the anti-Sikh riots all over the country, and finally Delhi was hit hard. And it was said that more than 3 or 4,000 Sikhs were killed and their properties were destroyed in Delhi only. According to official reports, 3 to 8,000 Sikhs were killed, but the foreign media said more than 17,000 Sikhs were killed. And Asian Watchdog, that is the human rights organization, had reported recently that the mob that was involved in the Sikh riots of 1984 are yet to be prosecuted. Dear students, these were the bad days in the history of India when the Operation Blue Star was carried on and militants were flushed out from the Golden Temple and Bhindranwala was killed to suppress the movement of the Khalistan movement. In revenge to that, Indira Gandhi was assisted by her Sikh bodyguards, and finally the communal riots began in India, in Delhi and the rest of the parts. And so in 1984, the Sikhs were killed all over country, and particularly Delhi was hit hard, and this whole killing or assassination of the Sikhs or murder of the Sikhs is called anti-Sikh riots of 1984. Remember, it was the revenge taken by Sikh bodyguards, because when Operation Blue Star was carried on in the premise of Gold Temple, and the religious center was highly disgraced, and finally it ignited the anti-Sikh riots of 1984, where Sikhs in thousands were killed, and Asian Watchdog, the human rights organization, had reported recently that the persons that were involved in this assassination or the anti-Sikh riots are yet to be prosecuted. Dear students, this is all about the anti-Sikh riots of 1985. Hope you might have grasped the concept. In case of any confusion that may strike your mind after watching this video, you can call me. And better is to see these things on your available political science books so that you can grasp the concept well. Before leaving the class, I am advising you to concentrate on self-studies, put extra efforts in these days, remain without sleep for a few days, and you will crack these exams with nice percentage of marks. My prayers are with you. Thanks. Be blessed.